What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Cup of Conversation,
where we have conversations worth having.
I am your host, T.
And I'm your host, Coco.
And today we have not one, but two special guests in the building. Like we said, we were shouting out to the women and doing women's everything this month for Women's History Month. So we have Miss Tasha Daniels on this side, and Miss Nikki Moore on this side. And Miss Tasha has a hair care line. She's a finance agent. And Miss Nikki has a book, and she's a 15-year plus educator. So we're going to get into different topics that tie into what they do. We're going to let them tell y'all what they do. Mm-hmm. And we really just going to get into it and have some good conversations. So y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So just to start off the show, y'all can both tell a little bit about yourself first. You just tell a little bit about what you do and how we got you here.
Okay, so for me, I focus on, in everything that I do, I focus on education. I focus on educating the community as far as financial services, but I'm also, like you said, I'm into hair. So I'm a loctician, but I focus on scalp and hair health because I feel like once we lock our hair, a lot of times we don't really care for it too much after that. So I want to be the person to educate on every level, like whether it's financial services or whether it's your hair care, your hair health. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I love that. What about you, Ms. Nikki?
Oh, okay. So I'm a 15-year plus educator in higher education.
Okay.
So I am a doctor. So I have my PhD in higher education. I love HBCUs, so that's my passion. Historically Black colleges and universities. I love my kids. I love helping young Black women, young Black adults. Of all, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like empowering them. I had my last baby I was like 39 years old. So, and when I had my last baby, I was like, okay, I need to write a book. And so I decided to write a book. His name is Kemet. It's the original name for Egypt. And so I decided to tell a story about Egypt and empower little kids on create an imagination because now they're so focused on being on iPads and stuff like that. And even though my child, he's stuck on his iPad, but I want to foster using their imagination. And what made me think about that, I used to love Picture Page and all that other stuff, and I'm like want to kind of go back to that. And my ultimate goal is to start a school and stuff like that. Start a school and take them from the baby all the way up to high school and then transition into college. Wow. Or, you don't have to go to college. College isn't for everybody. Right. Just to empower them, some trade, because, we need everything in the Black community. We need to be back to bricklaying, everything. It takes everything to build a community.
I agree.
I agree. It's funny because on the way to two things. My daughter, she's in a micro school right now. So, it's two teachers, that started their own school and, they keep their ratio 10-1.
Right.
And so,
that's awesome.
That's really good that you're thinking about starting I think it's becoming very, very popular right now. And, two is that when you said we need to start working on trades and stuff like that, I really I was on the way driving to my daughter's school. It's a developing area, so it's always construction and stuff like that. And I realized, what are we going to do when all of those people that are doing it right now are gone? Because our generation really not getting into that because we're so consumed with the online money, the internet, social media,
the quick money,
YouTube. You don't have to really do anything to make money nowadays. So it's are those jobs gonna just be
they're gonna be AI?
They're gonna be robots.
They're doing surgeries with AI now.
I know.
So it's
I heard.
Where's it gonna lead us?
We're getting there. We are getting there for sure.
We hope that doesn't happen. We hope it doesn't happen. I think even I tell my kids, my nephews, I tell anybody that listen, even if it does become AI, it's still going to take someone to work those machines. Yeah. So even if that's the case,
you need to be the tech person. You need to be the
to be able to work those machines. So don't let the AI concept,
discourage
down
you.
And discourage you. Just be that person that manipulates and controls those machines.
Exactly. Make it work for you.
Make it work for you.
And stay on top of whatever it is that's going on, because to be in a know is enough too, just to know what way I need to turn, left or right, and do it quickly enough to keep up. But that's true.
I agree. And then since both of y'all are into education and you are into hearing specifically, that kind of brings us into our first topic of the day. I wanted to talk about the Crown Act issue that's going on with Barbara Hill. And just how...
Is it a coincidence that y'all both have these same type of
locks and everything? Yeah.
Same style, same style.
Yes.
They beautiful.
For real.
Thank you.
And then look at what we're going through. So
Right.
I didn't even know y'all was coming up here like, oh, I did. I looked at y'all. I knew y'all had locks.
I don't
But
know if I paid attention today, but yeah.
I knew for sure Nikki did.
Okay.
I knew for sure Nikki did. I don't think I didn't notice if you did or not.
You probably can't tell from our profile picture, and I think about it because my hair is blended up.
Oh, okay. That's probably what it
I
was.
clicked on everybody who was coming. I was like trying to see.
I know. That's why I did that this morning.
Yeah, because you have to kind of be like.
And I know that, but I still, and as much as like the crazy stuff I watch or whatever, as much as I do, I never like do my due diligence. I'm just like, I feel like my steps are led, and it's like wherever I go, I'm protected, and I just
feel like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't. We do.
I'm with you too.
Yeah, I understand that.
what did I tell you when I sent you the message? I was like, okay, so how did you? I'm from here.
Yeah.
I'm from Shreveport.
And you weren't the only person that asked me that, and I was thinking to myself, why are people asking me? How did I come? Like you didn't see,
right?
Yeah, I was
And
like, so did they not see them tagged, or did you not see yourself tagged? Or,
I did.
I know, because I noticed Facebook changed the notifications. They changed the notifications now. They don't really show you the stuff that you've been tagged in or the comments and stuff like that. So I was thinking, like, dang, did they not see? They probably think I'm a creep, just like,
Just stalking.
just stalking.
I remember that I did. I remember that message.
You're not the only one, though. I'm telling you, like, a lot of ladies that I reached out to said, well, why you reached out to me? How you know me? I'm like, oh gosh.
Okay, well never mind.
Right.
Just thought you were an amazing woman. You know?
That's what I said. I said, oh, I'm so flattered.
Yeah, I think it was like, the way you came back was a little different than I'm not gonna lie. Then a lot of the energy I got a little like, one was directly just, how you found me? She didn't even answer the question. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna keep her in mind, though. I'm gonna keep her in mind. She might want to come.
We might have spent a block.
Yeah.
She will, though. She will.
Right.
Back to the topic at hand, y'all. I ain't mean to get off track. What do y'all think about what's going on in the schools today, and especially in school in a state that we live in? You know what I'm saying? I see people from up north always act like down south is just like, but to me, that's just to me. It's like up north is like the devil you don't know. Down here is like the devil you know. Like they gonna say it to your face, and up there like I might say it, but up all day at work, I'm like, oh hi, you look pretty.
I might feel
and
that
they
way,
talk
but I
about
ain't gonna say it.
what the fuck is on her head.
That is the truth. That is that is the truth. I graduated from UMass Amherst, and that is the truth.
That's what I feel like. That's just the energy I get from it.
I literally lived in Massachusetts. I grew up in Massachusetts from 87 to 93.
Okay.
And so, and then I went back in 99, and I graduated in 2001. And so there, they hide it. So, but in Boston, they don't. Boston, they are just blatantly racist.
Yeah.
They used to literally strip the black kids. They would strip search the black kids in the middle of the street before they went to school, in the middle of the streets on their way to school. So they really did them really bad in Boston.
Oh, wow.
So, but it was just, but it's blatant. I mean, it's hidden. But here, I would, just like you said, I would rather know the devil than for someone to pretend like you like me and you stabbing me in my So you would feel it in the classroom. I've had professors do me like that in the classroom when it was my senior year. I had a class. It was 2 classes that I experienced that in. So that's a reality.
I think that I really do think that's true. But why do y'all think we are seeing some of the same rhetoric from, the 60s, 70s, 80s when
because it doesn't die, it just gets passed down. If that's what's in your family, that's what's in your family, and that's what's going to be passed down until, just like with our generational curses, until that's theirs. That the racism is there. So until they can say, hey, this is the generation where that stops, it's not gonna stop. There's always going to be racism.
Right. Yeah, and it's and like you said, it's just one of those things that's passed down because I know my daughter experienced it. She doesn't quite know exactly what it is, but she's experienced it before. at the age of 7.
Oh,
You know,
Lord.
just like blatantly, like though,
Right. Yeah.
like they're in the grocery store, like, how are you 7 and you don't even know my daughter, and you sticking your tongue out, rolling your eyes?
Oh,
Like,
my baby, he's 5 and 3 are like, you know, I try and protect him because he'll try and speak to everybody, and I'm like, you can't speak to everybody. Everybody's not nice to you, and you know you have to tell him. I have to tell him that, and he wants to speak to everyone. And I don't like when people don't speak to me. And I'm like, this is a child. Like, are you
Isn't that
serious?
sad that we have to do that to our children though? Like, isn't that?
It is unfortunate, but at least we're like, at least we like preparing them for that. Now, with what you just said, me personally, I'm very big on grassroots marketing. So this is like how I built my business from scratch. Like I said, sending messages to people, like going to the mall on some weekends and passing out cards, and that's what my kids like.
Outside of the what today's typical.
Right, because I don't have the budget for all of that as a small business starting from ground to there. So my kids are 6 and 8. From the time that I started my product line, they were like literally the face of my business. So my kids have seen people tell them no, have seen people like they say something to them and then the people don't respond or they walk right past them. But this is where I feel like for me and what I'm teaching my kids, this is a mindset change. This person may not, I tell them, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Everybody is not going to want what you want. But at the end of the day, they know like, to stay themselves, they speak to everybody, they'll talk to everybody, and I think that somewhat builds the confidence for them. So they can accept rejection. They can definitely accept that, and I didn't learn that until I was working for corporate T-Mobile, and I used to do business to business with them, and we literally used to have to cold call businesses, go straight to them, and some people would say no, and then not only that, like I was really nervous to do it, but it's like I feel like I set my kids up so that when they do get out in the real world and they have to like go to different employers if that's what they decide to do, because let's be honest, I'm a business owner. One may decide to go to school, one may not, blah blah blah, whatever, but I feel like it's my job to prepare them for whatever it is that they do decide that they want to do. So with that being said, they cool with somebody not speaking back to them. They just like they be like, and I told them it's not you, it's them. Something's going on in their life. It's not you. Right. So they accept that and they keep it moving. Right.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I was gonna say when you said that. I was gonna say I wouldn't even tell him like if they're not speaking, don't speak back, because that's a reflection of, like you said, who they are. And just because you're that person, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be that person. I just know how to move forward
and not to get hard.
and not to feel any type of way. Really, and pray for you when I leave because
I ain't gonna lie. It makes fuck them.
I'm just gonna say because what I want to do to you.
I mean, you say it in your head.
No, I feel you though. No, I feel you. I'm with you because that's how I feel. I be like, girl, don't play with my daughter, like
right. And that's how. And I have a friend of mine. She's a small business owner too, and we would go to Galleria together. And it's like some people. And I told my son this because one time, and I ain't gonna lie, this time it really did piss me off because let me tell you what this lady did, and it pissed me the hell off. He went to hand her a business card, and she was like, I don't have anything for you. And I was like, first of all, he's not a charity. Right. I was like, and she was like, oh, no, I don't really speak English. And then she was like, that's not what I meant. And I'm like, first of all, don't even talk to me, because he wasn't even asking you for nothing. He was trying to give you something. Now, I will say, in that moment, I was fuck you.
Yeah.
Because why would you assume that just because this is a melanated little boy, he wants something from you?
Right.
Yeah. We're walking in the store.
She don't even speak English.
Right. But you gained enough English to pull together to piss me off.
Right. Yes.
You knew enough then.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you learned when you got here.
Right. And I was like, back to the racial profiling without even realizing it. He don't even know he was right. And I told her, I was like, in that moment, you were racially profiled. That white woman thought that you needed something from her. Mind you, we walking out of HEB with grocery bags on top of grocery bags. Why the hell would you think he needs something from you?
Right.
Wow.
Like I didn't.
That was since I've been doing this since 2019. In this time, this is the first time where I really was like, "Fuck you."
Right.
Don't you ever.
Right.
You got to sometimes. You got to, and that's like why some people in the comments was like, "Well, why she ain't just get that baby up out of that school? Why we ain't?
Why should we have to do that? Why should I have to bring my child through more hurdles than the average child just because you don't like their hairstyle?"
That's what I'm saying.
That
we don't
makes
walk around. I don't think we walk walk around policing them or even looking or caring about them enough to say anything about their hair or.
We don't care about y'all slick side.
No. How is that a distraction?
That was not bothering me.
How is that little boy?
I don't understand how.
I couldn't understand. There was a distraction either. I don't understand
because he's been going to school with these same children for at least 4 years. So how did all of a sudden at graduation day you had a problem with it?
Someone had to say it was a problem. Someone made it seem like it was
an issue.
It had to be someone.
My thing is, how can it? Okay, if it is an issue, what is the point of the Crown Act? What is
right?
What does that come into play? Like what?
And what I read earlier on that, because I was thinking that too. I thought that exact thing, and so I looked it up. And what I read earlier on that is the Crown Act protects the style, not the length.
What? How is
that's
my hair
exactly
growing a problem?
That's exactly how Barbara Hills was able to get through that trial, and they were in favor on that lawsuit.
Make sense. Say it one more time.
No, the length of his hair.
Yeah, the Crown Act is in favor of the style. So meaning you can wear locks, but if they say you can't have shoulder length hair, then you can't. As a boy, you can't have shoulder length hair.
So whoever did the Crown Act didn't cover all the bases.
Right.
But that's what happens with a lot of laws.
Yeah.
And a lot of things, like,
just to get them passed, they take little stuff out. They take little here and there's out just to get them passed.
And that's the job of the lawyer to find those loopholes.
Yeah.
So even with that kind of take you back to Louisiana, black women couldn't wear our hair. We couldn't show our hair. So that's why we used to wear the hair. They used to wear the
hair wraps or the dresses
and stuff on on our heads. So it's almost the same thing all the way over.
That's why I'm trying to figure out why we still in 2024
is going to repeat itself.
Because we have no power.
And that kind of is a part of one of my topics too. Yeah,
we talked about it last night. Like she said, we really don't have enough power and to even make a stance on anything. But
also remember that little TikTok you sent me where the girl was saying a lot of black people don't know their roots and they don't know where they come from, and the other girl stitched it and was like, well, our roots are American. We are black American. We got our own culture and stuff here. Mm-hmm. I think that's where our power is lost at. I mean, we do have American culture, but like to try to say that we just from here, or this is where we got stuff going on here. We made this, and this is all a gumbo pot of other people's heritage and things we got from other people. Hey y'all, are you ready to take your intimate moments to the next level? Then look no further than Decapade.
Yes, with their premium adult toy collection, you can explore your wildest fantasies and ignite passion like never before.
From discreet and compact vibes to luxurious and indulgent pleasure products, they have everything you need and everything you desire.
Yes, and don't forget to tell them Cup of Conversation sent you.
I think
as an educator, what's your experience? What's your
we all are educators. Right. I mean, because we're mothers, so we all are educators. But I just feel like I don't really think that when you really find out like America, and we're finding out more and more about America, like even with Africa and all that, we were all connected. It was all connected. Right. Mm-hmm. It was all connected. We could walk. We could, walking back then was nothing like how we see it now. Yeah. Right. And so I think a lot of times, yes, you can look at the people and you can look at us and tell that we look totally different from. You can tell an Ethiopian, you can tell a Nigerian, you can tell someone from Somalia, you can tell that we definitely look different. So I really do think that they want us to believe that we came from somewhere else and we're about here. And really and truly, they want to want us to believe that we don't belong here. And this is our country. Yeah. This is our land.
Do you think we were over here with the natives?
We are natives. We are natives.
I believe that.
They know that.
Yeah.
They know that.
I feel like it's a mix of all. I think some people were brought over, some people were already here.
Even with Jamaicans and Caribbeans.
Right.
All connected.
We all connected at some point and everyone crossed paths.
The Panhandle, all that was connected. Right.
I can see that.
The Haitians, all the Haitians in New Orleans, that's why they sound like that. They speak patois and all that. Right. We all are connected. We all that right there, it was all connected once. I mean, land breaks, it moves, it shifts.
Right.
We were all connected. Florida, you can look when you go to Mexico. We were in Mexico, and you can look and see Cuba from Mexico. You can look from Cuba and see Jamaica. Right. You can see all these islands.
Because it all separates.
So and all the black people in Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
We ain't come from. We're not all from Africa.
I believe that. I seen another TikTok when I sent that to you. I seen another TikTok that was saying basically what she's saying. Yeah. She was like, if anything, when people say like you need to go back where you came from,
they
need to go back where they came from.
Exactly.
Because they were not the original people.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I get so disturbed when people say this is not our, and or like we subscribing to white people, this stuff, religion, whatever the case may be. A lot of that stuff was stolen. It wasn't. It was always ours.
Yes.
They just took every good thing that we had. Like they take all of the good things
and remix and devilish way.
And not but use it for manipulation.
Yeah,
it ain't even
that's why I'm saying doing it for their sake.
Exactly. So it's not even so much that we doing something of theirs. They took what was already ours.
Right. That's what spell means. Mm-hmm. People, when they tell us like you're witches or they say something about spell, when you saying cast a spell, you cast a spell every day when you write.
Right.
That's why it's called spell. You spell. Mm-hmm. Come on. It's wordplay. Mm-hmm. They trick us with wordplay. They take stuff and they twist it. Everything that we know is backwards. Everything really is to the left. The now runs from the left to the right. Everything is just backwards. They got religion. All that stuff came from Egypt. It's on the walls. Mm-hmm. That's black.
Yeah.
That's our history. It's ours. So,
And they just put
I was just going to say, but it's just so crazy how it's being taught differently. It's so that's so misconstrued and there's so much misinformation.
Right. That's why we
literally have to unlearn for years.
Yeah.
Because we went to 12 years of school and 12 years of, you know what I'm saying? Even after school, if some of us went to college, we done went 15, 20 plus years of school and
another thing
a lot of
misinformation. Made me think about T is for 12 years they have kept God out of churches. I mean, out of schools. Yeah, that's reason enough to right there. It ain't theirs, and they don't have that much power over it. Because if you did, you would be adding that, like you add everything else into the system. That would have been a part of your system. You get what I'm saying? And it has always not been. Until they only add things until they can find a way to use it to benefit and manipulate people. So. That's really good. We didn't got all the way off.
No, for real.
But that's really good.
But that kind of like when we were talking about just black people, that kind of extended to my next topic about standing. What I called this topic was standing on black business, because I had heard a conversation recently about the news anchor. I don't know if y'all seen it. The news anchor that said he was reporting something and then he said something about colored people. He called us colored people instead of saying the black community. Instead of saying African American, he said colored people.
Oh, gee.
And he went on and apologized and everything.
I hate apologies because I feel like you said what you said. So I would rather you just say, hey, that's how I feel. I'm sorry if I offended you. I would much rather that and leave it at that. Don't try to make me feel like all of a sudden you care and you want to care about my feelings. No. You said what you stand on it.
Right. Well, in his defense, I can't speak on everybody else, but just in his defense.
I didn't see the video for the record.
No, I didn't either, but I just heard it on the radio. And as a news anchor, I know they read from teleprompters. Right. So in his apology, he said in the original, it said it's like housing for colored. I don't know what.
Right, because we ready for the BS.
Even if the teleprompter, if he's a reporter, and nowadays because I teach communication, and my students now, when it comes to teleprompting, they don't really do teleprompting. I mean, unless you're at like ABC and you're on Good Morning America.
Right.
Now, they expect them to use their phones. They record themselves on their phones, like what you're doing. This is what the anchor people are doing now. So was he on a major?
I think he was on a major platform.
Okay,
St. Louis.
Okay, so in the St. Louis, he's an anchor man for he probably was using his phone, which means that he wrote that himself.
So he knew.
And so even
I'm just telling you with the apologies. My hands out.
I'm saying, I just feel like
still could have skipped that word.
That's what I'm saying. You still have a choice. At the end of the day, you had free will, and you chose to say.
And as an anchor person, you're supposed to be on the rip because that's your profession. Just like this is you guys' profession. If you know that we're going in the wrong direction, you're supposed to know how to get us back, and you guys know how to get us back. Right.
Because if you
I can kind of feel the answer of my next question. I was finna ask, colored people offend y'all? I'm just asking.
Let me say this. I was gonna say this before you asked that, but I really don't give a damn about how they refer to us because I ain't gonna lie. The way I refer to them, I was just today. Me and my husband was in the car. I was like, he was telling me his friend opened up a shop. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want to give it.
Right.
But he was like, he opened up a business around the corner in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is predominantly white, and he was like, yeah, I know them crackers love this.
But you know what's funny though?
But that's kind of like where my topic is going. That's kind of where I'm going with this.
He's from Louisiana. My husband's from Monroe, Louisiana.
And that explains it. But it's like you can't
from the same. We're from North Louisiana.
Yeah, you can't just. That's just like what we were saying about passing down racism.
But the thing about this, it don't bother them when we say we don't have for them.
It doesn't have the same culture.
Yeah, it don't hit the same.
Right. It doesn't have the same cultural meaning, but for sure, like, and I feel like that's another thing where it's like a time and place for everything. I'm not gonna get on as a person who represents what I represent. I'm not gonna get on a public platform and talk the way I talk in my grandma's house. Yeah, it's not happening like that.
Right. Yeah.
So with that being said, you choose. At the end of the day, you choose it. You said it on the public platform, so that's what you meant.
I had to ask.
But why wouldn't you say why wouldn't you talk the way you talk at your grandmother's house? But why would you take precaution to the things that you say at your grandmother's house in outside of your grandmother's house?
Because it's just not correct. I feel like when you are promoting your brand or you're standing for a business, it's a certain level of cultural, like, just that you just that's the word. It's just like decency. Like, I'm not gonna, and just like I tell my kids, certain places we go or even we go somewhere in general, don't do nothing stupid.
Right.
It's a time and place for everything. That's just how I've always been.
Yeah. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
Just like with your social media posts. Like, I was always told to keep my social media clean. Gratefully, I have, because it put me in a position to be able to be selected for literally everything I've been selected for. If I got on social media and I was just bumping my gums about just bizarre stuff, I wouldn't be in a position that I'm in now. And I just feel like that's just what it is. Now, if you don't want to do anything extra with your life, or if that's the brand that you want, then go right ahead. Because there's plenty of people out here just talk crazy and say whatever, and that's their brand. But yeah, you just gotta, like I said, I'm not gonna get up here and just say no crazy off the wall stuff like that.
I only ask that because it seems sometimes that we have selective outrage with certain things, and it doesn't seem like we have like a standard across the board. And it also seems like
nothing though.
It's fake outrage sometimes too. Like, it's like,
you're outraged because my neighbor, my friend don't like it, I don't like it.
Exactly. I'm saying I'm mad, and you walking around, girl, that shit I didn't care about that at all.
I was just riding for you, bro.
You know, like, so it's such a sticky situation because I feel like, and no shades to nobody, but I feel like, you know how they say the LGBT community is like hard to. It is very hard to navigate. I feel like that's how they do with us sometimes because like you gotta. I mean, not white people, but let me say the GWP. How my good brother Charlamagne call them good white people. The GWP, like the ones that are trying. I feel like they walk on eggshells.
They're annoying too because if you really vibe with me,
I don't know any. I'm good white people.
I've never heard of that, but I know who Charlamagne is, so I get where she's going with this.
I know who Charlamagne is, but I'm like good white people. I mean,
I know a few.
I know a good.
I just feel like at the end of the day, I just feel like it.
If it came down to it,
it's gonna be them, not you.
And that's
just how I feel. I just feel like it.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I know a couple that would jump the fence.
I know at least one. I know at least. I honestly say I know
would jump the fence.
That would be that.
Don't be every time.
I don't. Given if it's, I just feel like I don't think so. If it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T.
And your girl Coco.
And are you looking for some brand exposure? Do you have a business that you're trying to put in front of a new audience? Because look, right now we are giving out free commercials. Free. Oprah style, baby.
Yes, you get one.
Period. We putting it out there. And we building our brand and we trying to help you build your brand.
Yes. So if you have a small business, large business, medium-sized business, whatever kind of business you might have, let us know. Get in our inbox, email us, and let us know how we can help you grow your business and see some success this year.
Yes.
These slots are only free for a limited amount of time. We're going to give you the first 4 weeks of the month free. You get to see how we expose you, how many people come on behalf of Cup Conversation, and then you get to decide, is it worth it? So this is a deal of a lifetime if you ask me. As a business owner myself, if somebody gave me this opportunity, I would definitely do it. We have views on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes,
even
to lose.
Yeah, and
just get out there.
as well as the podcast platforms. Yes. So tap in with your girls.
Very much so. Get them commercials while they last. Deuces.
If something,
This girl
if something
worse than me.
jumps
She
out-
thinks
if
she want
something-
us. Like, babe.
At the moment,
At the
moment, and especially
when it's
Play on that
nothing,
privilege.
and especially when it's nothing life threatening. Like if
Yes.
you're talking about food, water, shelter,
they gonna go with them. They gonna go with their own people.
You think they about to ride with
They're not
us?
gonna ride with us.
No. When you talk about all you gotta do is go come
I know one. I know one.
I could probably say two.
I know one.
I could probably say two.
And I've been raised around them.
Yeah, they ain't.
Me too. That's why I say, because
That's why
I'm
I
from a
know.
small town, so like
oh, go my bad.
I was saying the same thing. I'm from a small town, so I done been raised around a few. You know, I wouldn't say
then
just
you
because
wouldn't
they
know
dating
what-
black men or you know.
But you know what it probably is? They grew up in the same environment with you, so they
Yeah,
have that loyalty.
exactly.
I get what you're saying though, because with my particular friend, like she lived like. You know, her parents, they good. But at the same time, she has chose to like leave all of that cushion and just be in our community because that's just what she vibe with more. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I could see what you're saying, how at the end of the day,
If she needed to, she would
flip.
have
She can go back.
Yeah.
She would-
But I'm saying they can still go back if they
have that option.
You have that
So
option.
y'all think that if it
Not
was-
all of them though, because too many white people, poor white people are just. I mean, they ain't niggas.
But if they need them,
Yeah.
but if they need them, that's just like okay. So let's go back to like when we go back to the 1900s when they changed and they needed the numbers for the census.
Right.
Okay, right. So you had the Anglos. It was too many blacks. So you had the Italians. They weren't considered whites.
Right.
Jewish weren't considered whites. Mm-hmm. Irish weren't considered whites. But there weren't enough Anglos, so okay, we need some more white people. So we gonna make them white. Mm-hmm. They all stayed. They all stayed in. They were staying in the slums with the blacks. They stayed in the projects with us. And then when they needed their numbers and needed to be considered white, so they can get the majority numbers, they changed them into whites. And so now we the niggas, and they can call us niggas and treat us like niggas, and we at the bottom. They no longer can rock with us. Mm-hmm. So when it's time to flip, they're gonna flip on you. That's just how I feel. When it's time to flip, people gonna flip. The Asians, they had the Asians at the bottom. Right. They'll consider the Asian, and even with the Hispanics, they'll flip the Hispanics and call them white. Once they acclimate and get money, they'll call the Hispanics white. Yeah. So it's about power. Anybody that they can acclimate and call themselves white and get power. It's about power. Right. And so whoever gonna get the power, and even with a poor white person, if they need you and they gonna give you some money, look at Bill Clinton. He was poor and white. They needed him. They trained him, built him, got him where he wanted to be so he can be president.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, you white. We can still.
That's what it's
That's all I can say.
And then, like, if I think about it, like, if it was a race war to really just break out, like, at this very moment, and they talk about guns, shooting bombs, and we don't have all that access to all of that like they do. Your friend that you think gonna be on your side, baby, I love you, T. I promise I love you. But my daddy,
he's strapped. Look like he good to go.
I don't love you more than my daddy. I don't love you more than my mama. No matter how much I say. say this when it's peace. Yeah, anybody can say anything when it's peace. That ain't when it matters. When it matters is when everything hits the fan. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe anybody would stay when you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? I already got the color. The skin is there, so I don't have to be on this side. For us, we got to. We ain't got the color.
We don't have the option.
We don't have the option. They don't give us that pass to get over there. So what do y'all think our standard is? Do y'all think we
Your friend would probably like sneak you some food. She might go some
That was
but
the
that's
movie.
about it, you know.
And you saw what he did in that movie. He, as soon as it was time to switch, he switched up and got that boy messed up. But good point.
You're right. I definitely seen it. They made us watch that horror movie.
Back to the drawing board.
They were trying to say right. You know, we're trying. This couch is trying, baby.
We sat over here.
That's what I said. We know what to see. Cause we trying. I don't know. We gotta go back to the drawing board. Okay?
But it's good that y'all had it.
I mean,
it's good that y'all had that type of hope, though. You know what I'm saying? That's like a positive. That's like an optimistic thinking that maybe one day it'll happen. They'll beat, but no.
Yeah.
Y'all think
we gotta leave America? What the fuck?
Yeah, basically.
What is the solution? What do y'all think our standard is? What do we need?
I told you last night what the solution was. I don't even know if it is a solution.
What do we need?
I don't know.
As a community, like what do y'all think we need?
There's a lot of stuff we need, but are we going to be able to do that?
Destroy it and build back up.
So I saw something.
We don't have anything. We don't have. I mean, when we have money, they take it from us. I mean, and then too, when we have money, we don't even come together to build nothing.
Exactly.
And even when we did come together to build something, they blow it up.
And
our mindset messed up too, because it's like we be fighting against each other. Like you said, when we do have money, we don't spend it in our community. We don't, you know what I'm saying?
Or even they don't even come together. All the rich black people that we have, they don't even get together and sit at the table and come together.
Yeah.
Let's build a whole community.
Yeah.
Let's try and get us a country and build a country.
That's something.
When Al Sharpton died, we ain't gonna have nobody. Okay. We already don't.
And he just came out that he was a dang informant.
Exactly. That's why I say we really don't. But what I'm saying is.
What?
Italians.
I missed that news.
I missed that too. I'm like, okay.
It was
I'm finna have to
Italians.
go look that up now.
Informant on the Italians. He did. It wasn't black people.
Oh, okay.
I mean, does it count? No, I'm just playing.
Right. He wasn't doing nothing to put us back.
But when he do, it's we have Roland Martin.
Nobody that's doing nothing though, but really,
it's cool to get.
It's hard to say who we have when
everybody's so easily corrupted.
And these people that we talking about have been around long enough to see a difference, but we haven't.
But do you think? Question: do you think it's because they're in that position and they're not doing that, or are they in that position and they're still not able to do what they need to do?
They're not able to,
right? Because Obama got in office, but we saw how. And don't get me wrong, I'm a middle of the road person, but look, I'm a middle of the road person. I don't affiliate with parties because I feel like we all just need to start over from scratch.
Yeah.
With that being said, we saw it play out how Obama was in office and he tried to do stuff.
And they blocked it.
And they filibustered and all types of dumb stuff. So it's like, even when we do get into the positions, like Al Sharpton has been there since dinosaurs were around, and he still haven't been able to make, but is that because he's not able to, or he doesn't want to, or he's not caring to? Because sometimes what happens is people get into those places and they feel like they made it and they don't need to come down and pull everyone else up.
Yeah.
That too.
It's so many different, and I agree with different ways to it, because like for me, I'm in financial services. I'm learning ways where people can't take your money. And when I set appointments with people to try to explain that, and then try to explain how even the government can't take your money if you take your money out of the Federal Reserve and put it into reserves with banks, people don't want to hear that. But you can go spend $300 on a wig, but when I tell you $100 a month will set your baby that you just had up to be $1 million baby tax free, by the time they're 18, 19, 20, nobody wants to sit down and have that conversation. So really we have to look at ourselves, look yourself in the mirror and be like, why am I not trying to change?
Scared.
That. And
scared that if I give you this $100, I might.
You ain't even giving it to me.
But just not you, but whatever system. We so scared of a lot of black people are scared of
the system. Yeah.
But we only want the system when it's gonna give us something. Right. But if we have to give it something to produce something, we scared of that because we don't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. We don't
Why you think all our credit where it's at?
Right.
Like, a lot of credit where it's at because we don't want to be the ones to keep on putting in. Y'all say
it's
if we
almost
put
like
in,
we gotta be like.
Yeah. Give me at the same time.
So with that,
I don't know you like that.
That's why I feel like it needs to be more black people in these positions of engineers, scientists. Like we need to fill all them letters of STEAM. Like we need to fill financials.
Yeah.
We need to you need to
go
be
back
like
to getting trades, y'all.
Right, for real. Like even with me, like some of my clients, they don't want to say, yeah, I smoke weed. You can tell me that. I don't care.
Right.
Just tell me what I need to know so I can help you get to where you're trying to get to. But with the scared mindset, we never gonna get there.
Yeah.
You can get a life insurance policy and smoke weed.
Right. They got this they got the brick wall up. They don't want the guard up.
Nobody, y'all.
But that's the thing. I feel like if more of us got into this community, then it would be better. Because there's so many people. I've told girls that I know that
we definitely.
And I told people that I know, like, look, I'll help you get licensed if you serious. Like, I'm that type of person. If you serious about bettering yourself, I will help you get licensed. I don't even like to study, and I'll show you where to go and what to do so you can get licensed. I can bring you up under me, and you can work directly with me. With that being said, I feel like that'll break that barrier of being afraid to knock on that door to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Right. But ultimately, like, once they get there, after they get there, if it's still powers that be that dictate how far you can get to, will it make a difference past them, their family, and maybe the next generation? Will it make a difference past that? You get what I'm saying? Will it impact enough people to make sense? If we all sit on this couch, if we said, Tasha, we want to become licensed, we want to become financially literate, we want to be able to set our children with X, Y, and Z, it's still not enough to get us out of the place that we in, that we've been in for over 2,000, how long has it been? Years. Because ultimately, like I said last night, because we had an episode last night, but we build up everything. Even if we got enough people to finally say, let's change our mindsets, y'all. Let's do something different. Let's do it. And then we do it, and Black Wall Street, they burn it down.
Yeah.
It creates a fear, and it's almost like for instance, I'm gonna give you another example. My dad, he always says it's crazy how we got all these gang members that's killing all these black people, black on black crime.
We can do grouping up then,
but we can't group up to kill these white men that's killing all these unarmed black men.
Yeah, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you create things like
is still alive.
Exactly. Yeah. When you create something like the Black Panther, you're always gonna have somebody to infiltrate a black person that's gonna sell out.
Yeah.
Because of their own greed for their own family. Everybody is self. No matter what race you talk about, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, if it's my wife, my kids, I'm gonna do my wife, my kids. You want me to give you the info on what they doing, or you want me to tell you what's the next step, or you gonna give me $1 million to tell you? You ain't gotta give me $1 million. You gonna give me 100,000 to tell you? Like, it's so easy to be sold out and be bought out. Right. That's what we are.
But I feel like, with that being said, I feel like for one, that's another one of those mindsets where, like, I'm afraid too, because if this doesn't go right, right? I feel like if we never start, we're never going to get any better. Not only that, I feel like with the knowledge that I personally, I can't speak for no other agent, but I feel like with the knowledge that I put out, you can go do this and duplicate it and do it somewhere else and start over again if need be. So I think those are the two
taking different lanes.
Yeah, taking different. And I think that's like I said, I think it's like a mindset change. Yeah. Like, this may go wrong. Just like entrepreneurship, it may go wrong, but at the same time, I'm willing to make that risk. That's funny because me and my friend was just talking about that. But it's like, you gotta, you have to try.
You can't.
How is that going to help the majority though? Because I get what you're saying. Because I'm with that. Like, I'm not going to not do something because of what it might fail. Right. But I feel like, how is that going to get the majority of us together?
We need to go back to that old school mindset, kind of like. Not even just, I know we reference the Black Panthers a lot of it, but not even just them. You know, people who was willing to stand up and die for something. People who was willing to go to jail for something. People who was willing to, risk. You know what I'm saying? We are so caught up today on, I got to get my money. I got to be the richest person out here. I got to be, you ain't the richest person right now, and I bet you got food on your table. I bet you ate today. I bet you drank some water today. I bet you know. So you're making it. You're alive. You're here. You're well. Stand for.
And we're much comfortable than they were back then.
Exactly.
I mean, they were. I want to say they probably had a little bit more. Maybe love or I don't know. It's
community.
And support. And now we're more in silos and like
sitting in the house.
And we're more like you were saying more. We more worried about just
ourselves, my family, right here.
And not even like we used to be like our immediate family would be grandmama, uncle, aunt.
No, we talking about just
now it's just
mama, whoever staying in this house right here, mama, daddy,
kids. That's it, and kids. That's it. And see, you know, we all back in the day, we used to be it'll be everybody.
But it also has to be something about like electronics now, because now we're able to sit. Now we're able to sit in the house. But back then, you would literally have to get up, walk out your door, walk to this person's house to go talk to them. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it too.
We need to just burn it all down and start over.
Yeah,
the only way, because we gotta breed a different setup, a different system. The system.
But also,
we working against a system. We're not even working against. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Also, I feel like that's just community in general. When you get a large group of people, it's going to be some people who are going to thrive, and it's going to be some people who are going to make excuses and going to fall. So I feel like I can't be concerned about those people who are going to make the excuses and fall. I have to be concerned about the people who I can sit here and talk to and tell them go do X, Y, and Z, and they go do it, and they going to rise.
And that's what you see.
Ministry to do them fallen soldiers. It's somebody else.
And that's what my son and I were just talking about. And he was like W.E.B. Du Bois was like, even though when he said that was like in the early 1900s, and that is so true, because we're looking at it now. We're seeing so many people doing like crazy heinous acts and killing people like crazy stuff. And he was always talking about the talented 10th, and it was only a certain group of people that should procreate, and and some people shouldn't make babies and all that. And now when we looking at it, like stuff that's going on, that's a reality now. We thought that it was bad what he was saying, like, that shouldn't. Yeah, we looking at what's going on now. People killing these babies,
not
raping
everybody,
these babies, selling, kidnapping.
Have you like just looked
really
at your alerts? For your,
I'm so tired. It goes off all day.
I'm sorry. I mean, it was going too hard at work. I'll be turning it back on.
I didn't even know you could turn it off. That's new to me. News to me.
Yeah, my coworker told me of the
it is bad.
Damn, she probably been had it off.
Y'all know another thing is too. The reason it's like that is because it has to be, those things have to happen for the world to keep going.
Yeah.
And when I say that is because they don't do anything to protect that type of stuff, because it's a way that they could possibly protect it. Because when I think about it, I used to be a teacher, and I worked for special schools, Harris County special schools. So this was an alternative school and for kids with behavior problems and also like mental diagnosis,
delays or whatever.
And when you think about it, like I joke about this, but it's really true. Like, say for instance, a kid named Jonathan was in my class, and he had all of these disorders.
I already know where you going with this.
And when he leave 12th grade, he ain't no different than
he finna go work at the same job that your brother.
Stop it. I've been saying that. I say that all the time.
Me too.
Because that's the generation. That's what I would tell my friends that, and they would laugh at me, and I would say that. See, that's what's going on. These dudes going with these girls, and then you going with the same girls that would not be, you wouldn't see them until you would only see them when the lunch bell rung, and you would only see them when the bell at the end of the day rung. And now when it's time, because we live in Shreveport, so now they going to Coco Pelly's, and they seeing all they see is a fat ass, and then they want to go to the club, and you didn't win and had a baby, you didn't had a one night stand with this girl who was slow, who was mentally retarded.
You didn't even know it.
You didn't even know it. She was special ed.
These people are out in the regular world.
So now you got this girl and now you got this baby, and you got this child with this baby. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of these little kids, these boys that they get, these kids following that are rappers. You can look at these kids that are rappers. You can look at their face and tell that these kids are special needs. I don't even want to say the boy name. I can look and tell that boy is special needs. At his face, he got all them kids. What's the boy with all them kids?
Young boy.
Yeah, so
that boy got all the.
and the fact that she knew exactly who you was talking about.
I'm sorry. I look at him. I'm like, that boy got special needs.
Yeah,
you can look at
and I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
He has an eye. You can tell. You can tell. And it's so many people. But the guys are. You're looking at these people, and it's crazy that you say that. And you're an educator, and you say that. And I mean, you taught these kids, and my friends would laugh at me.
You know what's so funny? I literally never thought about that until
my
y'all
friends. No, my
I
friends
never
would
thought
laugh
about
at
the
me.
special class. I never thought about that when the bell rings, we all commingling. I never thought about that.
I have a classmate.
They would come out with us just for lunch. They would come out at lunch, and they would come out for lunch, and they would stay in there. They would watch the soap operas because we would go in there and get cookies, buy cookies from the lady that taught special ed, and they would be in there laying on the couch. They'd be laying on the couch watching soap operas and all this other stuff, and they would come out, and then when the bell rung for the time to go home, they go home. But then we got older. These people are the same girls in the club, and then you look around, they got 10 kids.
Yep.
10 kids.
Okay, I can't even.
And now they got 30 grandkids.
Now that you say it,
and now they have 30 grandkids.
Yo, I can think of 3 people right now off the top of my head.
And now they have 30
right
grandkids.
now, and I'm like, dang, you got a point.
And then think about how many of them kids in jail or it's bad,
All kinds of
and it's
stuff
getting worse and
With
worse.
that being said, how do you feel about early diagnosis of mental illness?
What's too early?
Right.
Because, okay, I like to use this as an example because I feel like a lot of people watched it, like with Euphoria. They started that girl off with all them drugs and then expected her to be normal the rest of her life.
Well, I ain't never seen it before.
At least watch the first episode and you'll understand.
With that kind of situation, drugs ain't always the issue. Especially, I mean, not always the issue.
I don't think she
always the solution.
Right. I don't think she was
so
mentally ill. She just didn't know how to deal with.
Yeah,
right.
I think she needed some therapy, some talking before they gave her all the drugs.
Right.
Or,
But let's be real. Mental health in America is not what it's supposed to be or what it should be. Rehabilitation
it's not.
is not what it's supposed to be or what it should be. So
neither is the jail system.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be rehabilitation.
Other countries rehabilitate. We criminalize everything.
Yeah.
And just, So
everything is a money grab.
That too. That too.
I think my generation, it depends on how old you are.
I'm 31.
You're 30. Oh, y'all babies. I'm 45. So they were giving us Adderall. So it started with the Adderall generation. So when they started giving us that and and all of that, I think that's the start of
them just tweaking little things every year.
But it really doesn't have anything to do with the medication per se. It goes back to parents not caring so much about money and the benefit of their child having a mental illness, and because
I didn't even know that was a thing.
You get a check.
I didn't realize that. I didn't make that connection until recently.
You get a check.
I didn't. You get a check, and you also get other benefits from your child being mentally disabled. And another thing is, parents need to stop being so quick to label their children before they find out what's really wrong with their children.
Yeah.
Because that's
conversation changed a lot.
Yeah,
multiple diagnosis needs to happen. You need to talk to people. Like, you need to try options. That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant to say. Multiple
drug your kids up.
Exactly.
But I don't know if they quick to drug them up. They just quick to get that check.
Right. But
or if they just don't want to deal with
your kids up.
Really? I thought you had to agree to certain things.
No. You can agree that you can diagnose. I can diagnose your child right here today. But you can give your child what you want to give your child.
Okay.
If you go home and
they have the diagnosis on paper, then that's what gives it to.
But all the school that you don't even like. Even when we was working in the schools, parents would literally keep the drugs at home and not send the kids. Like if it was like, for instance, how spring break going on right now. This week, this is horror week right now for a lot of special ed teachers right now, because what parents are doing, they not sending their kids to school on their medicine because they trying to keep what they have
for
so
spring break
get home, so they can keep their kids down.
Calm, basically.
So no, you don't have to get your kids. My brother was diagnosed. First of all, funny story. I got 2 brothers. One of them, he needed to be diagnosed with something. He went in. My mama took both of them and tried to get them evaluated. The one that she only took my younger brother because I'm a check. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? More so like attention or whatever, like his like attention span. The one that needed it, they said, "Oh, nothing wrong with him." my little brother, they said, oh, he needs Adderall. My mama didn't give my brother Adderall,
And that's another thing.
Case I sent you with that girl,
and she didn't accept the diagnosis either.
Oh, because do you have the choice not
didn't
to?
they?
Yeah,
Remember they
because
took
you can
this
get
girl
multiple-
kid
But
in
my
Dallas.
question-
They took somebody kid in Dallas like CPS because she wasn't giving them.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
But
they
the-
taking away the
But what
Wow.
what was it causing though? Because now let me say this. Some kids do need some form of medicine.
I feel like a lot of times they just need like discipline, and they need you to tell them no.
No. Some of these kids are
needed.
really
Because, like we
sick.
said,
I get that, but I feel like when you look at mass numbers, it's not so much a majority of them.
No, it's not.
Yes, there are some that, but then there's also some who just can't be told no, and now they flipping out, and now the teacher can't deal with them, and now the teacher is like, oh, now you need a medication because I can't handle you.
Right.
I feel like that happens a lot
too.
and then also
It
just
creates-
like right, and then also just like the parent gets a check, the doctor gets a check for writing that prescription. So it's like money in both angles, and who is really not benefiting? It's the child.
Right.
But the thing about that is, I would have to ask the question of what happened for them to feel like because she wasn't giving the child the medicine that they needed to remove her from CPS. Because sometimes, because like for instance, my mom case, it had to be a situation because my brother wasn't taking the medicine. They had said that he needed Adderall, but she wasn't giving him.
You want to know what I think it is?
What?
I think maybe something, and I don't know, maybe you can answer the question because you saw the article. I think maybe something happened. Did he end up in a hospital?
Exactly.
I think that's what happens because from what I know from working in early childhood was that if a doctor wrote a prescription and we didn't give it to him and then something or the parent didn't give it to him and then something happened, now that's considered neglect. Now that's Florida. I can't speak for Texas.
Yeah.
So that was considered neglect because there was also a family who, and I believe they were black, and they are like holistic. They're like, we grow everything. And then the thing happened, the child was like malnutrition, but it's like, is he malnutrition or is he not bloated from all the antibiotics in our food?
Exactly.
So then they took that baby.
The salt.
And they had to fight to get their child back.
Yeah, I seen that too.
So that's what I was about to say. It had to be a situation to where they took her, not just because, oh, you just not giving her the medicine and she's perfectly fine.
Right.
Because then
must have been something else.
you must have been doing something that could be life-threatening to you.
And somebody else in the class. And
I can't remember exactly. I have to look back into it. I think they said he was malnourished or something like that.
But then have you realized that malnutrition from white America's standpoint is different for us?
It's very much
It's different from us. So what they may consider malnutrition, we're just like, oh.
Somebody called.
Somebody called.
When
because the girl
CPS
is
and stuff like that.
I don't know if y'all seen her. She in a wheelchair. She from Dallas and she's like viral on social media. So she always on social media. Somebody called.
Somebody said something.
That's what I feel like too.
And then too, now these kids are so smart. She may have wanted to be out of her mother's house or something, or something wasn't going her way. Right, something wasn't going her way. She probably made something happen herself. Especially if you just said that she was privy to being on social media.
No, not the little girl. The mom. The mom is the social media like influencer.
Oh, well, somebody probably called on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She got a lot of eyes on her.
That's why I say it's just damn it, like I said,
damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Everything
it's the systems.
is against us. You know what I'm saying?
It's for sure
it is.
The systems.
Everything is not in our. Everything is not in our favor. Basically,
Right.
Whichever way
No
you
matter
turn.
what you do.
Yeah. Same thing white people can do. Black people can do, and then you, God, and then you walk right past them doing the same
That's
thing.
what I said.
They are some cruel
It's
creatures.
a twisted world we live in, y'all. It really is. But we definitely had a great conversation
We really did, 'cause I
tonight.
didn't even
You didn't even get to your third topic. Okay, girl. Well, y'all, we're gonna have to do like a panel. We're gonna keep on planning our panel.
Yeah.
Because I think a panel will talk with some of the people that we've been having lately.
We haven't done it though because God has been sending the people.
The right people. We didn't have the people at
We didn't
first.
have the
We did not have the people.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to do a panel discussion.
Okay.
A bunch of ladies, or really a mix. Yeah, a mix of just entrepreneurs and black people talking about stuff like this. Like we need to get it together. We need to be that. You know what I'm saying? That community, that group to start it off. You know, if we're gonna be the ones to pop it off, we need to be the ones.
Right.
I agree.
Especially if we have the knowledge, because sometimes it's not about the money; it's about the knowledge.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
You know,
It is.
we
That's gonna come.
Yeah,
That's gonna
always
come.
looking for people.
If we listen and be receptive.
Yeah.
Receptive.
Yeah.
That's
Open-mindedness definitely will play a huge part in that.
Yeah.
But do you ladies have anything you want to leave the people with? Anything you're promoting? Any positive notes? Tell them about your book and where they can get it from.
Oh, my book. I have 2 books.
Yeah.
You can get my book of The Adventures of Kemet, Croc, and His Cape on Amazon. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 2. So when you click on that one, you can find the other one. So,
Okay, what's the name of the other one though?
It's The Adventures of Kemet, Croc, and His Cape, and it's about the tale of Kemet, Croc, and His Cape, the legacy.
Okay, so it's like a continuous.
Yeah, it's a continuous.
Okay,
so it's
cool,
like a
cool.
sequel. Yeah,
I love that. And what about you?
Me, if you're ready to learn some stuff and change some things, then just reach out to me.
Okay, that's simple. We're gonna have y'all information tagged in here anyway.
Yeah,
so definitely hit these ladies up. Y'all see the knowledge we had tonight and the conversations we had tonight. We're just gonna keep them going. So, you got anything you want to leave the people with?
I love y'all.
Until next time, y'all. Deuces.
Bye.